how are your investee companies helping with social or environmental issues, what we in the investment business term ESG issues? Stuart?
Sure. Well, I think virtually every business we invest in these days is very conscious of the need to improve their ESG performance. In the consumer sector, we're seeing things like reusable packaging becoming completely prevalent. Um, Consumer businesses need to become more conscious of these issues to attract the younger consumers to whom this is really, really important. And even in the tech sector, businesses need to feel that they're delivering, or their employees need to feel that there's a mission. And so, in order to attract the best talent, again, they need to be very aware of ESG issues. We at Berendier have taken a framework developed by one of our portfolio companies and turned this into something called ESG VC, which is a program now used by over 200 venture capital firms. It's a framework of 50 questions that can be used by portfolio companies to evaluate their ESG performance and highlight areas for improvement. And we insist that all of our companies do this when they first come into the portfolio, and then on an annual basis we can help them to measure improvements in this area.
Excellent. That sounds like a great innovation. Richard, talking about ESG benefits here from BCTs, what are your views?
So we focus very much on companies that are building portfolios of intellectual property and high academic-driven assets. So there's got a lot of societal benefits we see in that around improving the overall IP base and the inherent strength of the UK economy. And there's job creation on the side as well. So it's a broad benefit to the UK economy. At the same time, similar to Stuart and the other VCTs, we are very focused on improving the ESG performance of our companies. So we will work with each of our companies to establish a sort of benchmark of where they are from an ESG perspective and help them over time to try and improve that going forward so they can contribute more to that ESG dialogue.
Excellent. And Ewan, on ESG, how do you work with your companies?
Yeah, very, very similar, if I'm honest with you. We also, during due diligence, look at each target company and understand where they are now. And then what we do is we monitor that on an annual basis thereafter. So we look at all the ESG metrics and have it similar to what Stuart mentioned, a framework which we measure. So we take it very, very seriously. Most of our companies have KPIs that they then measure, whether that is reducing plastic consumption, recycling, and a number of companies have targets to get to net zero as well. And one of the portfolio companies I'm involved in is looking to get to net zero actually by 2030, which is significantly ahead of most countries' net zero targets. And there's various ways that they are doing that. We then share the outputs from the portfolio companies around the rest of the group, and there's ways that they can then improve and share best practice.
Well, it's really encouraging that these portfolio companies are helping with environmental issues or social issues. Really encouraging and great to hear. I'd like to thank our VCT managers very much for joining us today. It's been great to hear their views on VCTs and their investments. But I'd like to emphasise that we don't know what's going to happen in the future. Investment is for the long term, and it's important to have a well-balanced portfolio. If you are in any doubt, you should talk to a financial advisor. Thanks so much for watching.